Another domino falls. And this is very frustrating. So Kevin Zeitler is going to Brian's team for $9 million for 1 year. We could have 100% worked out this deal. We could have brought back Zeitler, and it sucks. It sucks that it's another offensive lineman that I wanted is now going to another team. Now, it does say here he had family in Nashville and an opportunity to work with Bill Callahan, which is obviously offensive line guru. But it just sucks, which, again, another player we're not getting. We are currently in a bidding war right now for Tevin Jenkins with the Seahawks and the Giants. Hopefully we get him. Brandon Scherf is still available. But if not, there isn't many other options. And yes, we could draft an offensive lineman. We probably will in the end. But it's just like, man, we need to protect Joe Burrow. We need to protect him. And this front office is not getting the job done. This front office is honestly so frustrating and annoying. The way they negotiate, the way they do things is just, it is not for the weak. Like when they say being a Bengals fan is not for the weak, they mean that. Because it's like, bruh, this front office, they could fluff up a wet dream. And that's an understatement. So it is what it is. As we always say, we have a cash problem, not a cap problem, which is the truest statement ever. Like, we do have enough money to sign all of our guys, the top 3 guys we want to sign: Trey Hendrickson, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. We have the money to do it. We do. The truth is, we do. But again, that's why we say we have a cash problem, not a cap problem, because the front office is the reason why it's not happening. And at the end of the day, I don't think they're ever going to change. And it is what it is. So shout out to the front office, because yet again, another free agent that could have helped us and protected Joe Burrow walks out the door. T is still not signed. Chase is still not signed. And while, yes, I believe physically could we pay and make it work, pay Trey Hendrickson $30 million a year? Absolutely, yes. We could. We could pay $30 million a year for Trey Hendrickson. If you want to check it out, James of Cincinnati Bengals Talk, he made a great video, talked about it, broke it down, how we could still pay Trey, T, and Chase and be fine. But when I always say that we can't pay him $30 million, it's because the front office cannot work out a deal with him. They cannot work out a contract with him. They can't give him a deal that is, they can't negotiate well. They're very bad at negotiating. And that's why we can't give Trey an extension. Why we can't work out an extension. Because it's the front office, pretty much it's inept. So it's frustrating. It really is. Because this offseason, we started off doing so good with coaching. We got a new offensive line coach, defensive coordinator, linebacker coach, defensive line coach. We did so good at all of these things. And then it was like, okay, free agency. Well, we still haven't signed T. We still haven't signed Chase. We still haven't signed Trey. Then, oh, well, now Trey's going to be traded. Now Trey might potentially leave us. I kind of had a feeling in the back of my head, and exactly what I felt came true, that the Bengals would simply ask for way too damn much and they wouldn't be able to trade him. That's obviously what is happening right now. Teams have already come out and said that it's what they're asking for is ridiculous and outrageous, and they're not going to give it to them. So at the end of the day, we kind of just got back a lot of players we already had, but for more money. We did get TJ Slanton, which I really like. TJ Slanton. TJ Slayton, excuse me. I really like the guy. He is a one-dimensional guy. Always really good at is stopping the run. He's a nose tackle. But, I mean, that's what we need. We couldn't stop the run last year. We couldn't do anything on defense last year. Oren Burks, I think, is a good rotational guy. I don't think it's the sexiest pick of all time, but I think it's good rotational. Samaje Perine coming back, I'm very happy for. I felt like, we miss his presence. But outside of that, yeah, we just literally just got like the same team, but more expensive. Which, that's what happens when your front office can't negotiate. They can't. And it's going to be a forever problem until you get people in there. I've said this many times. I know you guys probably heard it a million times in videos. If you want to fix this problem with coaching, if you want to fix this up with the front office, you have to cut the snake's head off. Okay, you can't just get rid of little pieces. You have to cut the snake's head off. You have to start from the top and go straight down. That is how you have to operate if you want to fix this team from a coaching standpoint. You got to get rid of Duke Tobin. You got to, if you really want to, you could go start at Mike Brown and go down, but you get rid of Duke Tobin. You get rid of all the front office. Trey Brown could stay. You fix that. You bring a real GM in here, not a play pretend GM, a real freaking GM in here. That real GM comes in with his own people, with his own staff, with his own coaches. And that's how you fix the issue. But you have to start at the top and work your way down. You can't start at the bottom, and that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to fix an issue by starting at the bottom. But as long as you start at the bottom, nothing gets done. You have to start at the top and slowly work your way down to the bottom. Again, it won't happen. But it is what it is. Also, Khalil Herbert went to the Colts. He signed with the Colts for a 1-year deal. Shout out to him for that. But we are still bidding for Tevin Jenkins, and Brandon Scherf is still available. So, front office, please, for the love of everything good in this world, don't mess this up. We have to protect Joe Burrow. We have to. We still have a lot of holes on this team. But I do want to bring up one more point. I see this in the comment section all the time. I say that this team we have right now is a Super Bowl roster. And a lot of people say, well, not a lot of people, there are some people who say that's not true. How is it a Super Bowl roster? And I'm going to tell you right now why. If we have half a competent defense, okay? Let's say this year we had half a competent defense for half the season. We would have been in the playoffs. And we would have been at least, honestly, with how this AFC looks, we would have been in the Super Bowl. Will we have beaten the Eagles? Maybe, maybe not. But we would have been in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs were not scary. The Ravens were not scary. The Steelers were not scary. The Bills were not scary. I wouldn't get any team this year. And we had the offense, and how good we were on offense. We had the offense to beat any team we wanted. All we needed was a half competent defense. And that applies to this whole entire season. Okay? We went 9-8. And if we had a competent defense, we would have been a playoff team. We would have went far in the playoffs because we have the best quarterback in the league. We have the best receiver in the league. Like, that's just, at the end of the day, we would have went far, and we are a Super Bowl roster if we have a half competent defense. Front office, do your damn job.